Production planning precedes control function. It is the formulation of a new plan in line with the objective of production. It begins with the analysis of given data, on the basis of which a scheme of utilization of firm's resources can be outlined to result in a desirable output in an efficient manner. It determines the optimal schedule and sequence of operations, economic batch size for production, machine assignments, and dispatching priorities for sequencing. Production planning is in fact synonymous to process analysis that leads to elimination of undesirable process elements as well as improvement of certain processes. As we have discussed in the last lecture, it involves estimating, routing, loading, and scheduling. In estimating, deciding the quantity of production and associated cost on the basis of sales forecast is determined. This particular function uses forecasting techniques in assessing the production quantity. We are having a complete different section, complete different unit dedicated to forecasting itself. So don't worry, we will discuss in the coming lectures. Then we have routing. Routing is to determine and ensure the best and cheapest route or sequence of operations to be followed by the raw material in acquiring the shape of the desired product or the finished product. Routing involves two further elements, operation and their sequence. This routing is performed through route sheets for different manufacturing orders. And route sheet of a product defines each step of the production operation and lays down the precise route of operations. It includes important details such as product identification number, symbol for identification of parts, number of pieces in each lot, operation of data, production rate, and many more. An assembly of a number of component parts, like let's say a printer or a laptop, requires separate route sheets for each of its parts, sub-assemblies, and final assembly. When we understand about the product structure, you will get enlightened about this route sheet concept. See, in continuous manufacturing process that we have discussed earlier, like in a cement industry or food industry, routing function is built in with the original design of the plant and sequencing of machines. However, it is a major planning activity in the case of intermittent production, which is particularly in customer oriented products. Routing can be generalized or detailed. Generalized routes are established by workstations or workshops, whereas detailed routes are incorporated within a workstation for different work centers or machines. Then we have loading. See, once the route has been established, once the way has been established, specific jobs are then assigned to work centers in a view of relative priorities and optimum utilization of capacity of each work center. This is what we call loading. Total time required to perform operations at each work center can be computed by using standard process sheets. These details are then added to the work already planned for each workstation, and this forms a chart, which is known as machine loading charts or Gantt charts. Then we have scheduling. See, scheduling is deciding the priorities for each job and planning the timetable of production, which is done through considerate allocation of start and finishing time for each operation and entire series as routed. Objective of scheduling is to prevent unbalanced use of time among work centers and to utilize resources within established cycle time. Scheduling is closely related to routing because routing cannot be done without scheduling. Therefore, routing and scheduling goes hand in hand, and they are generally done by the same team or person of an enterprise. In scheduling, we have a very important terminology that we call master schedule, which is the key plan of production, which is prepared on the basis of production program. It contains details of the product to be manufactured or to be produced, their quantities and the time of delivery.